Well, welcome to this week's show. We were going to do a couple other shows today, but as you can probably tell, it's raining. So, you know the old phrase, when life gives you lemons, you make a show about the rain. Everybody complains about the weather, but nobody can really do anything about it. With that in mind, here's a couple tips if you're going to play in foul weather. Now, obviously, the biggest problem you're going to have in the rain is obviously water. Duh, right, I understand you. But water gets into everything, and it really gums up the works and everything. For example, let's talk about paintballs. A paintball like this, after it's been in a rainstorm, will look like this. As you can see, pretty big difference. Now something like this is going to happen on a smaller scale with a regular paintball like this in your barrel if you've got water in your barrel. Another thing that you want to do is try to keep your cleaning gear as dry as possible, especially when the rain is bad. Things like squeegees work best when they're kept dry, or at least as dry as possible. Another thing that you really want to work at keeping dry are these little battle swabs. You get these things soaked, and you might as well throw them away for the day because it's done. You want to keep in mind that your cleaning gear is going to work best when it's not completely waterlogged. But the biggest problem you're going to have is getting water down in your goggles. Now you can have the best anti-fog system in the world, but it's going to stop working the minute that it starts getting wet in here. That's why you want to use a visor if you can. If you don't have a visor, you can use a piece of plastic to cover up the top vents. It's not a cure-all, but it's going to help you a little bit. Keeping your goggles on when you're on the paintball field helps keep water out of them. I probably look better this way, don't I? Now we're out here on the target range in order to demonstrate how to keep water out of your paintball gun. It's not just a matter of keeping it out of the inside, it's also a matter of keeping it out of your hopper too. What you want to do when you're reloading is basically cover the top of the hopper with your body and reload like that. Now another thing is if you're shooting a gun that has a ported barrel on it, water is going to get inside of the porting and it's just going to gum everything up. So here's a quick one for you. Take a small plastic baggie like this and wrap it around the barrel so that the porting is completely covered. A lot of paintball guns will have openings right here. If you've got a power feed, you're going to have the same basic problem. So what you really want to do is keep shooting. Keep fresh paint going through that. You don't want to give water a chance to get on any of your balls and make them swell up in the gun. Now as far as actually playing in the rain is concerned, you might want to keep an eye out and be careful because, you know, water plus earth equals mud. If you're trying to run around in mud, you're not going to get nearly as much stick as you're used to. Well, now here's a really cool trick I picked up a long time ago. If you're playing with cleats, and I know a lot of you guys do, what you want to do is you spray the bottom of your cleats with a non-stick cooking spray. Pick a flavor, they're all good. That way, if it all gets caked over in mud like this, all you got to do is go find a tree and give it a kick. And the stuff comes right out of it. See you next week.